So Jesus is condemning the category, even though he didn't necessarily use the word homosexual. The same thing we could say about felony home invasion, right? Does the Bible talk about felony home invasion? Did Jesus talk about felony home invasion? No, but that doesn't mean he's for it. However, he did talk about the category known as theft, which would include felony home invasion.
I've got a question concerning the defense of same-sex or a defense of Christ speaking against homosexuality. I know the argument for the LGBTQ group is that he didn't say anything. Jesus said nothing about homosexuality. We know that's not true because in Matthew he mentioned those, marriages between a man and a woman, and he also condemned sexual immorality. My question is this: Christ also mentions in Luke, when he's asked, when he's coming back, he mentions that one of the times, or when he will return, it'll be like in the days of Sodom. Now, we also know that, the history of Sodom and the homosexuality was there. Would he have said that if that wasn't, in some sense, at least condemning homosexuality? Because we know when he comes back, the world's going to be a mess. So
probably, but I don't think you'd need to go to that passage to prove the point you already made. Because, first of all, even if Jesus said nothing about any of this, that doesn't mean he approves of it, right? Sure. I mean, if he says nothing about rape, does that mean Jesus approves of rape? No, okay? So the argument from silence is not a good argument. Secondly, as you pointed out, Jesus actually does say that marriage is between a man and a woman in Matthew 19, and he also, in Mark 7 and probably elsewhere, and maybe in Matthew, he says it's not what goes into a man that makes him unclean, but what comes out of a man that makes him unclean. Theft, sexual immorality, several other things, right? Now that term, sexual immorality, meant any sex outside of marriage, outside of the marriage of a man and a woman, would be considered immoral. So that includes homosexuality, adultery, premarital sex, bestiality, rape, on and on and on, right? So Jesus is condemning the category, even though he didn't necessarily use the word homosexual. The same thing we could say about felony home invasion, right? Does the Bible talk about felony home invasion? Did Jesus talk about felony home invasion? No, but that doesn't mean he's for it. However, he did talk about the category known as theft, which would include felony home invasion. Right?
Sure.
So I think that would be the better way to argue, but your point might be well taken. Now, when we're saying this, we're talking about a behavior. We're not talking about people, okay? All of us are sinners. Everyone is going to be judged unless you are saved by the blood and work of Christ. So being homosexual or heterosexual in your orientation and in your behavior is not going to send you to heaven. Only Jesus will send you to heaven. Being homosexual doesn't send you to hell any more than being heterosexual sends you to heaven. We're all on our way to hell, regardless of how we behave. So we need a Savior.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.